Greetings, friends. Steven here, and welcome to episode 45, I believe it is now, of Gamer Hall. This is my very own video games and more pickups series. Today's recording date is Saturday, December 19th, 2015. Eek, it's almost Christmas time. Unbelievable. Today's backdrop item is a pretty badass t-shirt from T-Villain, the website. It features ghosts and ghouls and goblins. Pretty darn cool t-shirt. Let me just get a quick zoom up there. Oh, no. Yeah, got your King Arthur, got your assorted monsters. Pretty badass shirt. I know J-Rock, the Game Rocker, also ordered one of these in, and we were talking about it on Twitter, saying that it's very cool how much of the actual t-shirt it covers. Normally, these t-shirt designs of the day, they don't have that much real estate taken up on the shirts. That's very cool. So, let's get rolling. First item, you might have actually just noticed it there, is this thing. What is this thing? I'll tell you what it is. It's $4.99 from Value Village. Japanese doodad. Looks like it says Hanayama, a product made from the Hanayama Co. Limited 2005, made in China. Obviously it's a Japanese toy. Yeah, weird. I think it works. I think I tested it. Maybe the battery's dead now. It might have died. That's fine. Regardless, interesting, and it's already dusty. As you can see, it's been a while since they've gotten around to showing some of this stuff off. It's just how it is. Busy adult lifestyle and all that, but it's like a music rhythm, a bunch of mini games. This isn't this neat, very physical hardware, colorful buttons and all that. I think I have one of these, like a domestic version too, but this is the Japanese one. You can see at the front here. See my lighting. I made it super bright, but now it's kind of hard to see things. Oh, there it is. Okay. I picked number 3. Weird. Okay, well, you get the idea. It's this is weird music rhythm thingy. Okay. Next up, this I just picked up yesterday, I think it was. Of course, stores are getting rid of a lot of their clearance stuff. Now, this isn't that episode, but I've got an episode I'll be calling Deep Clearances, where I'll be showing off a ton of stuff I picked up from EB Games, because they're just clearing stuff out. This I picked up at Walmart. It is the original Disney Infinity, so I guess 1.0. These are the Frozen characters of Anna and Elsa. And it's got little playset pucks as well. $15, pretty good price. Normally these things are twice that, but this I guess this is now a couple years old. And even though Frozen is still super popular with the kiddies, I didn't have these figures, and yeah, $15 for 2 figures and 2 pucks, not a bad deal. So might as well throw that in the back there. I still think actually, you know what? That lightning is crazy bright. I'm just going to try and fix that. Here we go. Okay. What was I saying? Anyways, oh yeah. I still think that Disney Infinity 1.0 might be my favorite of the 3 they've released so far. Go figure. Next up, now this is neat, cereal boxes. You remember back in the days, they used to have a bunch of, like, prizes inside. One of the more recent prizes was, you mail away, or you go onto a website, and you can order in a $15 Hasbro coupon. So I got that in the mail, and I picked this Transformer toy. So I actually paid a dime for this. This is Prowl from the Combiner Wars Transformers toy line. I always liked Prowl because he was one of the Datsun Z cars originally, and those were arguably my favorite line of cars. Although not recently though. I don't know. 370Z just so ugly. I don't know what they did to it. Even 350 was pretty rough, but whatever. First gen, best gen. But Prowl, pretty cool. This one comes with a comic book in the back, as you can see there. So for those who like to collect the backboards as well, which I do, but this one, I guess it just doesn't really have a backboard, but it does have a cool comic book, so that's cool. Pretty good deal for a dime, and of course the price of a box of mini wheats. I've got 2 more boxes that I need to get more coupons out of, so pretty cool. Of course they don't really, they're not really based on real cars anymore, they're just kind of their own design, which is kind of a bummer, because I think one of the best things about original Transformers was that they were based on actual real-life cars, as opposed to just whatever made-up thingies they could come up with as they do now. Yeah, well, I guess it's just cheaper to make up your own than to pay for licenses. Okay, so next up. Those who follow me on Twitter know that I've been going through a board game phase. Now, I want to do a video on board games, but this recording space, I don't have enough space here to go around. So, let me show you this one, because at least it's not that big, and it's not even technically a board game. It is Duel, Parker Brothers head-to-head dice strategy game. Of course, this is the Canadian version, because we got that French there as well. So, picked this up at a local thrift store. Thought it was kind of interesting. I doubt I spent more than a few bucks for it, but yeah, it's a dice-based board game. Yeah, $4.27. It's pretty much all there. It's got the instructions, it's got the board, and got these assorted dice on the board, and off you go. It's in really great shape. Normally, I might pass on a lot of board games. Excuse me. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do more board game based videos where I just take a closer look at these actual things and we can see how they run. I've got a fair number I've been meaning to throw videos up for, so all in due time. It's just a matter of whether or not there's an interest for it out there. There we go. Oh man, I picked a lot of big things for this episode. That's okay. Duel. These dapper gentlemen having their game of wits. Let's see. Okay. Oh, Amazon purchase. We'll just roll through these right quick. This I got Puzzle and Dragon Z plus Puzzle and Dragon Super Mario Brothers edition for the 3DS from Amazon. They were selling it $15 Canadian. Pretty good deal. I liked the demo of this Super Mario Brothers Puzzle and Dragons game. So if you like Super Mario and Super Mario Brothers games and want a Super Mario Brothers game with a puzzle theme, I would recommend this one. There's a demo on the 3DS eShop, so check that out. And of course the actual Puzzle and Dragons game that we really don't know, but I believe this is the first time outside of smartphones that Puzzle and Dragons has come to North America. I've heard good things. And along with that, I also picked this up, what was also on sale, I believe, for about 15 bucks. Batman the Animated Series Volume 4. Excellent show, I've been rewatching it. Actually, just off camera here, this is the one I'm just about to finish now, Volume 1. I'm on Disc 4. The earlier episodes, they just saw the one with the Mad Hatter, and that's a pretty cool episode. Next up, Dreams in Darkness. I don't know if that's one when Batman goes blind or something. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, great show. I never really watched the more recent ones. I didn't like that the art changed. I like the original art more. Like, why did they make Joker's eyes black? That's very strange. Anyways, cool. I'll get. I've got volumes 1, 2, and 4, so I'll get 3 at some point as well. While we're on the topic of TVs and movies, you might as well open my HMV bag up here, because just yesterday I was done another long week of work, and I'm like, you know what? I just feel like buying some movies. So I went to HMV and I looked around for their, they got this deal 3 for $15. So here's what I picked out. We're gonna start with Poltergeist 2 and 3. I guess on one disc, might be a double-sided disc. Is that French again sneaking in? 2 and at 3. I recently borrowed from the library Poltergeist, the 2015 remake. I highly recommend no one ever watch that movie because it was shit. Oh man, I haven't been that pissed off with the remake since Total Recall, but watch the original Poltergeist. That's an excellent movie, so good, but stay far away from the remake. So disappointing. Also on Amazon, actually, original Poltergeist, which I wouldn't mind. I'll probably order that in next. It's like $5-6, and this obviously was $5. I actually really liked Poltergeist 2. It's this Kane guy. You can see that old guy there. He is awesome. So give Poltergeist 2 a try. And Poltergeist 3 is kind of neat because the Carol Ann character moves to like a high-rise downtown New York or something to try and get away from the ghosties, and it's just kind of neat. It's got a more urban flavor to it as opposed to the other ones, which are more like haunted house movies. So there you go, $15, not too bad. The next one, I'm surprised I don't own this, or at least I didn't own it before now, but this is a pretty good deal. Once again, 3 for $15 is the movie Pandorum, now on Blu-ray. Not a whole lot I can show here, but on PC and Steam, I recently finished the game Soma. Excellent game, excellent. I highly recommend Soma. It might be my 2015 game of the year, but I only say that because I can't think of any other 2015 games I've played and beat, because you know me, I tend to buy the cheap crap as opposed to the nice shiny $80 games. But Soma, excellent game, highly recommend it. It's on PC or PS4. If you like, it's like a spooky avoid the monsters kind of game, but it's so much more than that. It's about life in the future, and it's got an underwater theme, a lot of robots. I don't really want to give much away because it's one of those games. It's not necessarily spoilers, but it's more a lot about just people and what people are and what makes someone a person. I don't want to get too far into it because it's more something you want to look into yourself, but once again, Soma, highly recommended. Now Pandorum, back on topic here, actually reminds me a fair bit of Soma. A lot of people on what was like a spaceship or something. Once again, I'm gonna try and avoid spoilers for anyone that hasn't seen this. But yeah, it's one of those I just woke up, what the hell is going on, let's figure shit out kind of situations, not unlike Soma. So Pandorum, I'm looking forward to giving this a rewatch. There's a big twist near the end, and once again I won't spoil it here, but yeah, definitely give this one a watch if you haven't yet. And finally, these were actually the main two I wanted, Poltergeist 3 and Pandorum. I knew I wanted both of those, but then I was like, well, I got one more, and I narrowed it down between either Blade Runner, which obviously I picked up. This is Blade Runner, the final cut on DVD, or I was also thinking of getting Cabin in the Woods, which is another, not so much a scary movie, but really cool. If you like spooky, scary movies, and you're kind of a critic of them at this point, like I certainly am, you will definitely enjoy Cabin in the Woods, I think. But that's once again, a movie you don't want to, the less you know about it going in, the better. Cabin in the Woods, great movie. But I picked Blade Runner. I've been in a sort of, like a depressing sci-fi mood, like Soma or Pandorum or Blade Runner. I've mentioned the TV series Lex a few times on Twitter. Yeah, I wouldn't mind picking up the Lex series on DVD. That was an also a very depressing sci-fi series. Pretty fun though, I thought. I know some people don't like Lex so much, but it's alright. I think it was a Canada and Germany co-production. Fascinating. Anyways, Blade Runner, the classic starring Harrison Ford about a future where people are not always people, but they're robot people. And for some reason, they hate the robot people and they try and hunt them down. And I picked this one over Cabin in the Woods because it's the final cut and it's got a really, like, once again, the real estate is all taken up on this cover, so that's pretty cool. Okay. I don't want this to go for more than 20 minutes, but we've got a fair bit of stuff to look over still, so we'll move things over to a more retro side now. I discovered at our local store, Epic Games and More. Shout out to Nick and the Epic Games crew. He recently put out a ton of manuals and things in the back of the store, and I was like, yes, manuals. I love manuals. Games are super expensive these days, but manuals, I don't know, they get left behind. And speaking as a collector, I love collecting the manuals of games as much as the carts themselves, and of course the boxes as well. But anyways, I've got a stack of manuals here. Ugh. We'll look through those. I also picked up a VMU, because why not? Who doesn't love VMUs? This is, of course, a Dreamcast memory card, back when systems still used memory cards. This would plug into your controller, and was also a little screen there, which is kind of cool. I guess not unlike the Nintendo Wii U's gamepad in a way, but of course, obviously, it's tiny, little black and white LCD, but pretty cool. That was only a few bucks. So let's just try and look through these manuals right quick. Mega Man Battle Network 3 White Edition. Now, spoiler alert, I've got this cart. I just got it from eBay, so I'll probably take a look through that if there's time. Not a lot of art in there, but great, great shape. And since I have the card, it's great to have that. Now, this next one is fascinating. Have you ever heard of this game? Roland's Curse 2? I've heard of the original Roland's Curse, but I didn't know there was a sequel, so I'm thinking this might be pretty uncommon. Just do a quick flip through. It's just very basic black and white Ninja Taro. That's also very uncommon. But I'd definitely love to add this game to my collection if I could find it at a fair price. I saw it on eBay, but it was not a fair price. We got a poster. Just crack that open. Ooh, N64. Blech. There we go. Assorted Game Boy games. It's pretty cool. As you can see, it's super crisp. It's got some Game Boy pockets. Wario, I guess Wario Land just came out. Wario Land 2. Fold that back up. Got an Acclaim poster. We might go past 20 minutes. We'll see how it goes. As you guys know, I haven't been uploading this. Oh, it's a Narc poster specifically. That's pretty cool. Shout out to the Narc podcast. They're pretty good. Thank you, Narc Podcast, for filling in for me that time when I wasn't able to attend the Retro Fandango podcast. They record at 6 a.m. That's ridiculous. That's literally the middle of the night for me, because I don't do well with mornings. Pretty cool poster. That's the NES graphics right there. Oh, that's cool. Assorted Acclaim games. Double Dragon 2, a game I've said in the past might be the best NES game of all time. I might disagree with that now, but it is pretty darn good. Total Recall. Some would say it's awful. I kind of like it. Airwolf. Got some Game Boy games. There's Wizards and Warriors on the Game Boy. We were actually discussing this, talking a bit about this game on Twitter the other day. A lot of people didn't even know there was a Wizards and Warriors for the original Game Boy. Alright, looks like we're gonna right about 17 minutes in. Next up, this is Romance of the Three Kingdoms reference map before the NES by Koei. Man. These Koei games, man, they always have this intense art style. Let's see if that's coming in super red on my little viewfinder thing here, but hopefully you get the idea there. Pretty badass. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, we'll go past 20 minutes. There's some fun stuff to show. I'm just gonna call a quick recess though, but I'll be right back in a couple seconds. And we're back. Alright, so I just need to stretch. I still have the worst possible recording setup here. It looks decent, I guess, for you guys, but for me it's brutal. I'm on my knees here and there's just no room. Bachelor apartments, horrible. It's like a weird form of torture. Anyways, okay, manuals. Next up, Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Just do a quick flip through. And this one is color. That's pretty cool. Wait a minute. Little Mac is 17 years old. That can't be legal. Let's see. Yeah, that's cool. Full color. I would recommend this manual. Pretty nifty. And then we got the French stuff. I was thinking just today how manuals, they don't really exist so much anymore. And I know the French manuals were often a thing in Canada because, like, in the PS2 era, they would have, like, if a product was shrink wrapped, on the back there would be the French manual. But now they would often put the English and French in one. But yeah, it's literally twice the manuals required when they have to put the French in as well. So I wouldn't be surprised. That's one reason why companies stopped wanting to make manuals. Thanks, French people. Quebecois. Pipe dream. Instruction. Manual. Oh, look at that. I like that font. classy. Not a lot in there. Very, very black and white, but whatever. I got these all for like 50 cents each or something like that, and like I was saying, you don't really see manuals that often anymore. That's Rad Racer, unfortunately in black and white, but pretty good game, and Square actually made this. The Final Fantasy people. Jackal. I was listening to a podcast. It might have been Collector Cast, and they were actually talking about Jackal. Thought that was kind of interesting. Never really got into this series, but it's in the collection, and we might do a video on it at some point. Apologies for the not so many videos these days, but I do want to get back into it at some point. But hey, you got this one, so that's something. Little Mermaid. Could have sworn I just saw a poop. It's supposed to be a shell, but it looks like a poop. I'm surprised this manual isn't in color. Of course, the ad at the end is color. Fanny pack. Cool. Pinball Quest. Trying to speed this up a bit unless there's something specifically cool in here. Cobra Command. I know I've got this game. Me. Data East. Super Mario 3. Who doesn't love Super Mario Brothers 3? Now this, I remember they actually had some English or some American and some Canadian manuals. Like, yeah, I just want English only. Of course, this is all in color. Can't go wrong with some classic Mario Brothers manuals. Look at this. This is beautiful. Lots of colors and little animations, and now that's a manual. The good old days. Even the enemies get their little time to shine. Look, it's Boom Boom. It's his name, and look, it says Boom Boom. Dry Bones. That's the thing I keep flipping. Sledge Brother. To Mario's players, thanks for selecting Super Mario Bros. 3. We've been working hard to make this game even better than Super Mario Bros. 1 and 2. In addition to the action scenes, we've added a world map on which you can plot your progress as well as play a new 2-player game. In Super Mario Bros. 3, you will find many more hidden things than in the first 2 games in the series. We think that you will find it much more challenging as well. Have fun. Yours truly, Mario Staff. Thanks, Mario Staff. You did good work on this game. Of course, Mario World was better, but you know what. Moving over to Sega Genesis, Cool Spot. Pretty sure I have this game. I don't know if I had the manual or not. But once again, these are all just in a huge bin of assorted manuals, so I just kind of grabbed all the stuff that looked appealing. Arrow Flash, Genesis Shmup. Renovation, they always did the shmups. They have a ton of them on the Genesis. Once again, unfortunately, just black and white. See, there you go. Whip Rush, Final Zone, Granada. Got Atomic Runner. I know I've got this. Don't recall if I have the book or not. Well, I do now. We know that much. Pink Goes to Hollywood. This actually played on stream on Twitch not too long ago. Not a very good game. Probably not keep that, but no, we'll see. Jurassic Park. This game I actually really like. I remember playing it a lot in, I guess, Radio Shack or whatever back in the Here's a System, Please Demo It days. Once again, I guess sort of a cult classic. Not everyone likes it that much, but I think Jurassic Park on Genesis is pretty darn cool. A couple of Super Nintendo books. Strike Gunner STG by NT Nick Vic. Ooh, full color. Ship looks pretty cool. Looks like a vertical shmup. I prefer horizontal shmups, but it's all good. And finally, this is a pretty hefty one. Sim City, Dr. Rate's Urban Planning Guide. Ooh, look at that. Super full color. That's nice. Once again, I believe this was a launch title, and man, you know, buy a game, you get a manual like this, you know This company means business. Man, beautiful. Cool. Alright, you guys tired? I'm getting tired. Tell you what, I'm gonna end this here, but I might record one right after this, so please stay tuned. I'm gonna stop this one now, though. Thanks everyone for sticking around through another Gamer Haul. Check me out on Twitter at Steven Eider, Steven with a V, EIDHER, and of course over on Twitch where I do live streaming. That's CatMax_gaming, all one word. And of course check out my own podcast, the CatMax Hypecast, and you can find that exclusively at Podomatic, because no one wants to host my old episodes. Anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.